Good morning. My name is Mark Bogan. I'm Mayor of Broward County, and we are here today at the Emergency Operations Center in Broward County, where we continue to monitor Hurricane Dorian. With me today are Fire Chief of Broward County, Joe Fernandez, our Sheriff Tony, Superintendent Runcie, and Juliet Rolak from Florida Power and Light, she's Director of External Affairs. Today there are three new things to report on to the public that we'd like to make them aware of. First, this afternoon, we will be declaring a local state of emergency. Second, we are officially at level 2 activation. And third, yesterday we were told that the earliest the storm could hit us would be Saturday night. Now it's going to be Sunday night, so we have another day for preparation. So those are the three new things that we are reporting on. And for those of you that want to know really what is the significance of declaring a state of emergency, it gives our county administrator the authority to direct an evacuation of appropriate areas if it's needed. It gives our county administrator the authority to impose a curfew if it's needed. It allows us to require commercial establishments to close if they are in imminent danger. It allows us to close public places, streets, alleys, parks, beaches, or schools. It also allows us to issue orders prohibiting price gouging from any essential commodity, dwelling unit, or storage, even though there is already a state law that prohibits that. And also it allows us to issue orders immediately necessary for the protection of life and property. So with that, I'd like to introduce our Sheriff Tony, to make a few comments.
Sure, thank you, Mayor. Good morning. Once again, just want to give the community a great level of assurance that the Sheriff's Office and all the other law enforcement first responder organizations throughout the county is at the highest level of readiness. We've already done all the prep work. Of course, anytime a storm or hurricane is about to impact this community, we step up our level of preparedness, but this isn't something that we work on as the events transpire. It's an annual thing. So quick reminders. This is an opportunity for our residents, our civilian population that is currently in Broward County to continue those efforts of their own preparedness. You go on our websites, our social media platforms, get those different recommendations in terms of things you can do. As a reminder, Chief Fernandez brought this up yesterday, we don't want to have a reliance on last-minute evacuation strategies. If you have an opportunity to communicate with family members and friends, if you're on the coastal elements of the county, to start pushing yourself inward, that will always provide a much more safer and effective means for preparedness than a last-minute evacuation, because things are unpredictable. At this time, I'm going to pass this over to Chief Fernandez as he wants to touch on a few items of importance. Chief, you want to step up?
Thank you, Sheriff. Good morning. A couple of points on this period of preparedness that we have and preventable injuries and accidents. This period of uncertainty with the weather track gives all your response elements, fire rescue, law enforcement, time to further prepare. But as you move your plans forward, prioritize them. You might not be able to get everything done, but give yourself some order in what you're doing. And then we have a huge amount of generators and electrical equipment that we all buy. Please be very conscious of where you place generators before or after the storm. If they're too close to the eaves of the house, carbon monoxide can go in. You should have carbon monoxide and smoke detectors. Additionally, when you are testing generators, remember that when you're going to refuel them, you need to wait till they cool down, or you can have a flash fire when you spill fuel. So again, prioritize your plan. All the things that we use as tools to prepare can be dangerous, and just prioritize, stay calm, and we have time to prepare, and we will keep briefing you as time goes on. Thank you.
I'd like to now introduce School Superintendent Runcie.
Thank you. So the schedule, and there aren't any significant changes. School is in full session today. All classes, activities will operate on a normal schedule. For Saturday through Monday, all activities, including athletic games, practices, clubs, professional development, training, all of those activities have been canceled. As of Monday, that day was originally going to be a day off in observance of Labor Day, so schools will remain closed on Monday as well. We'll continue to provide updates through this forum through the district website, as well as providing direct robocalls to our parents and guardians. We'll continue to work with the county and other agencies in its preparedness efforts. I encourage everyone to not only look out for your family, but look out for your friends, your neighbors, especially the elderly, to make sure that we come together as an entire community at this time. I think that's what we do best in Broward County, coming together as a family in this time of challenge that's in front of us. Again, I ask all our students, our staff, and community, stay updated, continue to look at news media, look at our websites. We'll be providing updates to you on a regular basis so that you stay informed.
I'd now like to introduce Juliet Rolak, who is the Florida Power and Light Director of External Affairs.
Thank you, Mayor Bogan. Good morning, everyone. I would like to assure you that FPL is taking Dorian very seriously. And because you, our customers, are our top priority, we are in full storm mode. Our command center is up and running, and myself and all my fellow coworkers have our storm rolls and are preparing for this storm to assure the quickest and fastest and safest restoration possible. So what are we doing? First, we have actually pre-deployed and pre-positioned over 13,000 restoration workers, and we are working on getting other workers from other utilities from outside the state to join us here in Florida to make sure that we restore you as soon as possible. So we're doing all that we can, but we also urge you to do all that you can to be safe during this storm. So first of all, with any storm activity, we ask that you prepare for the worst, and of course we all hope for the best. In preparing for the worst, please be assured that you have supplies, batteries, and other supplies that will sustain you for about at least 2 weeks of a power outage. We hope that does not happen, but we want you to be prepared. Also, we ask, please, we caution you, stay away from downed power lines. If you see a power line that's down, please immediately call either 911 or FPL. And of course, we are available on internet and of course a 1-800 number that you can call at any time to advise us. You are our top priority. We are on Facebook, follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, and many of you have already received automated calls and texts. We will continue to keep communications open. Please follow us on Power Tracker also to see the status of restoration as that occurs. We are ready here for you. Thank you.
And in closing, there's a couple things we want to, again, emphasize to the public. First of all, stores are being restocked with water and food. So we've been told by Publix and other stores, so if it wasn't available yesterday, you can still try today, whether it be Walmart, Target, or any other stores. Also, your outdoor furniture, loose articles, we're asking the public to please secure them, bring them inside, knowing that a hurricane is coming this way. Lastly, make sure you get up your shutters. If you have shutters, please put them up. Expect a power outage, as it was just told to you, and therefore get and be prepared to not have power. And with that, we're available to take any questions.
When do you expect, if you've thought of it at this point, shelters to possibly be open, start opening up?
Until we know exactly which way the storm is going, I think in 24 hours we'll have a better idea as to know when the shelters will open. The shelters are not open. We haven't even been given a watch by the National Weather Service. Normally the National Weather Service first will give a watch, then a warning. We haven't even been given a watch yet. So we expect soon that we will have a date of when the shelters will open.
You mentioned there's going to be a local state of emergency declared this afternoon. Do you know exactly what time that will be made?
I'm expecting sometime around 2 o'clock.
And then that will allow the county administrator to make those orders that you were talking about.
Any orders that the county administrator deems necessary.
And would any of those orders come after we go from an activation level 2 to 1, if that has to happen?
I think it's all depending on where the storm's coming and where it's at. I did remind everybody in October of 2017 with Hurricane Irma. If you remember, it was supposed to first go up the East Coast, and then it went to the West Coast, and then it was supposed to go up the West Coast. And then right after Naples, it cut through it to Orlando, to Jacksonville. So we have a degree of unpredictability. And so we're just waiting to get more information from all of our resources. And that's why we don't want to give any information of telling people to evacuate, and then they're going to go to the wrong part of the state where the storm's coming. So we really want to wait and see where the storm is headed so we have a good degree of predictability and give out good information. Any other questions?
I do have one.
Sure.
Are the courthouses planning to close at noon? I did read that on the website.
I don't have any information on that. Obviously, it's going to be closed on Monday because of the holiday, but I don't have information. Does anyone have information on that?
We're in contact with Chief Judge Tudor in terms of the court preparation and timeliness of shutting down there. At this point in time, we're going to work under their own expectations of what time is going to be more appropriate. It's again, too, what the mayor has stated, it's a little too early to jump out and go into, shutting down different facilities and things of that nature. And this also coincides with our Department of Detention. There was some concern from the public setting as to whether or not we were going to be shutting that down and things of that nature, but we're not there just yet.
Thank you. Any other questions? Thank you for your time, and we'll be available if you need anything. Thank you.